Let me put it bluntly, there is no reason to even have a website if you are not obsessed with conversion rate optimization. But what is conversion rate and why is it so important? To put it quite simply, conversion rate means the rate at which people are taking that one valuable action on your page that you want them to take or on your website based on the number of people that are coming in. So if, for example, 4 people convert out of every 100 people that come through your landing page, you've got a 4% conversion rate. 40 out of 100, a 40% conversion rate. Make sense? I think that a lot of people do know what conversion rate is, but they get stuck on conversion rate optimization. Someone tells them or they notice through the data that, hey, I think that I have a problem with my conversion rate. What do I do about it? So we're going to go over that in this video. We're going to go over the KPIs that you should look for. We're going to go over exactly what this whole concept means. And I've got a bonus tip for you that you don't want to miss about how to deal specifically with buttons on your page. So first of all, just to get this out of the way, because some people don't understand exactly what conversion rate is, when I say a valuable action, I mean the general conversion. So if you are a high ticket sales offer, then you're probably looking at a booked call. You may be looking at a form fill sign up. If you run an e-commerce business, you're looking for a purchase. Somebody buys something. If you are a consultant and you have a lead magnet like an ebook that you want people to sign up for to put them into an email sequence, then your conversion rate would be lead magnet signups or email list signups, whatever it may be. Whatever that first stage is in your sales funnel, booked call, a purchase, a form registration, whatever it might be, that's your conversion. And that is your conversion rate optimization main KPI. Now, websites can be for a lot of things for sure, but what I think is the most underutilized purpose of websites and landing pages is to make money. We all get very obsessed with branding when we start thinking about a website and landing pages, but I think it's very important for you to remind yourself that your website and your landing pages are really only there to make you money. So you need to be optimizing them to convert. Whatever it is, that thing that makes you money, people buying things or leads signing up, those are the most important things that you need to optimize for. Those are conversions, and that's what we're talking about today. So what are your KPIs? Generally, you're looking for KPIs on landing pages around 20% minimum, and you're looking for KPIs in your online store of about 3 to 7%. KPIs are extremely tough to nail down, and your use cases may be different, whether you have form fills on your website or whatever it may be. I would say in general, if you are going for signups, booked calls, form fills, things like that, you're probably looking closer to an e-commerce store in that 3 to 7% range, maybe up to 10%, but unlikely. And if you are a landing page where you're driving advertising traffic directly to this page to sign up for an ebook or some other lead magnet, perhaps a webinar, you're looking for a 20% conversion rate. If it's under that, we need to tweak some things on the page, conversion rate optimization, to be able to get them there. So you're probably wondering, okay, that's great. So what exactly are the things that impact conversion rate? And the answer is everything that people see and experience visually on the page that leads them towards conversion or drives them away from conversion. But let's go a little bit more specific here. First of all, copy. The copy that you have on your landing page and on your website is extremely important, starting with the headline. What is the first thing people see when they come to your page or your website? I often see this mistake made with websites. You have a big website, there's a lot of branding on there, and you think that, the most important thing that you need to have going on that site is quite simply your name of your company. But of course, your company doesn't exist for you, it exists to serve others. So the main question you should be asking yourself is, what is the first thing that I want people to read so that they will convert when they come to the page? Which is why I often have clients write about, or we write for clients, headlines that are pointed towards problems, solutions, and pain, and the resolution of that pain in their headlines. What problem do we solve? What will it do for you? So we tap into empathy to move people down because that's what gets them engaged. And the first step to getting someone to convert is to get them engaged with your content, seeing themselves in it and feel like they can get value from it. So the copy is extremely important, and the top is the most important thing by far. So that copy of that headline, that subheadline, nothing's more important than that. And then of course the copy throughout the rest of the pages is very important, and it needs to be in some way guiding people towards that conversion. And it could be doing things in many different ways through the sales process to do that. It may be building awareness, top of funnel type stuff. It might be adding social proof and building trust, middle of the funnel type stuff, or it might be the direct calls to action that you have. Sign up for this, buy this, and those are your bottom of funnel CTAs. All of those are going to be part of a great landing page and a great website, and the copy on those needs to be on point, really tapping into the logical and emotional life of your customer so that they will convert. The next is page load speed. If your website or your landing pages are not loading fast, it's going to lead to a pretty bad bounce rate. You can easily see this in Google Analytics. You don't want to have a nasty bounce rate because, especially if you're spending ad money on these pages and websites, you're basically throwing money away. So you want to make sure that your pages load snappy and fast. You can always talk to a web developer, or you can reach out to us here to see if there's any way that we can speed things up. Sometimes with WordPress, it comes down to some plugin tweaking, cache cleaning type things. Often with landing pages and such, it has to do with image load times and all of those types of things. So there's all sorts of little tips and tricks and hacks that you can do to up those things, but make sure that you've got your eye on page load speed. Next is the calls to action. Are they clear, and is there only one? This is something that I see a lot of people make a mistake with. They don't make their calls to actions pointed enough, or I see this more often, especially on websites, there are multiple calls to action. This is why you really need to decide what your sales funnel is, because there really can just be one thing you want people to do when they get there. If you want people to book a call, but through your research, you've seen that they're not going to book a call right away, perhaps you want your sales funnel to start with a lead magnet. If that's the case, don't give people the option to sign up for the lead magnet as well as book a call. I know you might justify and say some people might be ready and some people might not, but what this does is it leads to offer confusion and crisis of choice. You don't want people to have anything else to do when they come to your site than do the thing you want them to do, which is why landing pages never have headers on them that say about us and mission and testimonials and all those types of things. There's just a simple page, no header, no footer. Here's what we want you to do. Here's a button to click it. You need to be very direct in your calls to action. The next is button colors and positioning. Nothing should stick out more than your button and the words that you use around the button, the way that you frame it. What do you want people to do? And then how do you want people to feel when they're getting ready to click that button? Which is why very often when I'm designing a button for a page, I don't use words like submit. I try to fill people with emotional life. I say things like, yes, I want to grow. Something about that. I would think about what the desired end result is of taking that action that you want them to take, and there it is. For example, let's say you're giving away an ebook on marriage counseling, and the button might say, instead of submit now or continue, it could say something like, yes, I'm ready for a better marriage. It's the little things. Then we have social proof. This is very important. Social proof means testimonials and supporting quotes about what you're offering, what your core offer is, about that call to action that you want to put forward that helps seal the deal. This is more needed than ever now because there is a lot of weird stuff out there on the internet, a lot of scams out there, and more competition than ever. Just a lot of noise. The more that you can break through that noise with real people talking about real results and ways that these things have changed their lives, the more likely others are going to be to convert. All of these things really help with your CRO. And the bonus tip I promised you here, when you're thinking about your buttons and your direct CTA bottom of the funnel type elements, think about using colors that are not your brand colors. It's very important to pattern interrupt when you're trying to get someone to take an action. So let's say that your colors are these pastels and springy purples and things like that. You may just slam them with a big red button. Bam, that feels totally like something out of Santa Claus's bag, and it's gonna stick out to them on the page. Does it feel on brand? No. Does it matter? Not to your conversion rate, it doesn't, and it barely matters at all to your brand. Your brand is there to make money, your page is there to make money, your website is there to make money. Let's blow people away and smack them in the face. That's what you want to do with your buttons. and with the big conversion elements. You want to make sure they stick out. The last thing you want people to do is scroll past your direct calls to actions. You need to pattern interrupt their scroll, either with their finger or with their mouse. You can do that by breaking the chains of the page and using a completely different bananas color scheme. I made a video about which colors marketers use to best get psychological impact out of people. And in that video, which you can watch here, I'll put it in the description, you'll see that red, yellow, green are all really, really good for this. And hey, I'm still a small channel. A like and subscribe goes a long way. And don't forget, you can always grab a free copy of my book with a link in the description. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.